Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to see chapter 3. We were explaining the chapter till page number 57. Today we will start from page number 58. Munni had always wanted to smoke a cigarette. Only once did the shopman give him one cigarette on credit, and he remembered how good it had tasted. The American flicked the lighter open and offered a light to Munni. Munni felt so confused about how to act that he blew on it and put it out. Munni drew a deep puff and started coughing. It was racking. No doubt, but it was extremely pleasant for Munni. When his coughing was over, he wiped his eyes and took stock of the situation. He understood that the other man is not any kind of enquirer or an inquisitor of any kind. In order to make that sure, he kept little doubts in his heart. He thought in his mind that no need to run away from a man who gave him such a pleasant smoke. His head was reeling from the effect of one of those strong American cigarettes made with toasted tobacco. The American said, "I come from New York," and he took his wallet and he presented his business card. Munni doubted at this person. He thought that he was trying to present a warrant and arrest him. Beware of khaki. One part of his mind warned him. Take all the cigarettes or whatever is offered, but don't get caught. Beware of khaki. He whispered in his language. He wished he weren't 70, as the shopman had said. At the age of 70, one did not run, but he will surrender to whatever comes. He could only ward off trouble by talk. So Munni started to talk again in his beautiful Tamil language. He said, "Before God, Sir Bhagavan, who sees everything, I tell you, sir, that we know nothing of the case. If the murder was committed, whoever did it will not escape. Bhagavan is all-seeing. Don't ask me about it. I know nothing." Munni was talking about a recent incident. A dead body had been found, mutilated, and thrown under a tamarind tree at the border between Kritham and Kuppam a few weeks before. That incident gave rise to much gossip and speculation. Munni added little more to his explanation. Anything is possible there. People over there will stop at nothing. The foreigner nodded his head and listened very carefully, even though he was not understanding a single piece of Munni's Tamil. The Englishman said, "I am sure you know when this horse was made." The red man said this and smiled. Munni got a little relaxation by seeing the smile in that red man's face. Munni smiled himself and pleaded, "Please go away, sir. I know nothing. I promise. We will hold him for you if we see any bad character around. We will bury him up to his neck in a coconut pit if he tried to escape. But our village has always had a clean record. It must be definitely be the other village." That time the red man interrupted Munni's speech, and he said, Please, I will speak slowly. Please try to understand me. Can't you understand even a single word of English? Everyone in this country seems to know English. I have gotten along with English everywhere in this country, but you don't speak it. Have you any religious or spiritual problems against English speech?" he inquired. Here, both of them are not understanding each other, but then also they continued their communication. Munni made some sounds in his throat and shook his head. Being encouraged by seeing Munni's response, the red man continued. This time he spoke with care and deliberation. The red man took a seat beside the old man and explained, Last August, he had a hottest summer in history. He was working in shirt sleeves in his office on the fourth floor of the Empire State Building. They had a power failure one day. In that power failure, our red man was stuck for 4 hours without elevator and without air condition. That day, when he was going back to his house in train, he was continuously thinking about this particular incident. When he reached home, he told his wife, Ruth, that we will visit India this winter. It's time to look at other civilization. The next day, Ruth called the travel agent and fixed a travel to India. So here they are. Ruth came with him, but she is staying back at Srinagar. And here the red man is doing some rounds and joining her later. Munni looked reflective at the end of this long speech and said, Yes, no. That is the only two words our Munni knows in English. And he started to speak in Tamil. When I was this high, he indicated a foot high. I had heard my uncle say, no one can tell what he is planning to say, as the other interrupted him at this stage to ask, Boy, what is the secret of your teeth? How old are you? But Muni forgot what he had started to say and remarked, Sometimes we too lose our cattle. Jackals or cheetahs may sometimes carry them off, but sometimes it is just thief from over in the next village, and then we will know who has done it. Our priest at the temple can see in the camphor flame the face of the thief, and when he is caught, he made a gesture which shows a perfect mincing of meat. The red man and Munni continued their conversation, but both understood nothing. Showing the business card and saying about 4 hours power failure shows the cultural difference. Here in India, in Kritam, there is no electricity. The Englishman is here to learn different civilizations, how these people survive without electricity, proper drinking water. The author is criticizing India's poverty and the cultural difference. The red man asks whether you have any religious problems related to speaking English. That question also shows the cultural difference. And there is a question from red man about education. He said that he found people knowing English all over India and asked Muni whether he knows or not. It is criticizing the educational background. Muni is uneducated and poor, and this passage clearly expresses Muni's religious belief and fear of God. The rest of the chapter we